In today's tutorial, we're learning how to make this awesome poster in Canva all the way from scratch. Now the cool thing is it doesn't have to stay static. So we're not only going to make the static version, we're also going to animate it. So you start from this very clean poster design, and then as soon as you set the timing or you click, everything nicely flies in and expands. So it really grabs the attention. It's about that fresh, hot, irresistible pizza. That's what we want to create. So I hope you like this, and let's start all the way from scratch with this tutorial. And we're starting from a blank slide. Now first what I want to do is I want to give it a nice background color. So I'm going for a nice red color, maybe a bit more towards the orange side. Let's go for something like this. Then I'm going to add a picture of a pizza. So I'm going to add that to the slide here and remove the background. We don't need any background on this image here. Next we're going to add some text to the slide, and here I want to use the word fresh, because it's fresh, hot because it's spicy, and then irresistible to the page. Let's scale that upwards, and then we make it a white. You know, instead of white, I'm going for a slight yellow orange tone, like very subtle, but then it's not that harsh white on the screen. So I think this looks very well. I'm going to give it a slightly different font. So it can be clean, I think, but I want to maybe go for something different. Let's try, this one might also work, Rocket 2. So let's try this one. I'm going to go to Effects, and then I want to go for Curve. So you see now we're sort of curving around the pizza, and the more we curve, the closer we get to the circle. So we want to do it like this and sort of match it with the pizza. Now what I'm going to do is, you see I can't really fit the entire screen. I'm not going to copy it and start to fit it nicely. We want to do it in an efficient way. So I'm going to copy all the text, go to the end, space, and then paste it again. And I'm going to do that 2 times. So we already almost crossed the pizza. And once we have that, I select the text, go to letter spacing, and now I adjust it until I meet the other side. Not connect it, but sort of leave a space in between, like it does for the other words. So you can see here it leaves a space in between the words. We want to do the same. So let's do 101 like this. And then we have a nice circle around that. I'm going to make it a bit larger and center it nicely in the middle so that everything looks nicely aligned. And then I'm going to just copy paste it, put it on top, hold the Option key or the Alt key, I think, on a Windows, and then we scale it upwards. Ctrl C, Ctrl V again, paste it here in the center, and scale it upwards again. I'm leaving like equal space between each step so that everything is nice and centered. And then once more, final touch, we do that one more time so we fill the entire poster, and you can already feel like everything sort of goes into that center towards the pizza. That's what we want. Now, of course, I want to select multiple layers, so go to Position, Layers, and here we can select those. What I'm going to do, let's scroll out a bit. I'm going to reposition a few, so not everything is like super clean. So I did this one, skipping this one, then the next one, I can rotate it a bit. This one was good, and then the other one, so you don't have to do all of them. But here I want to do like fresh, hot, and irresistible. Make that very easy to read. So people will probably look around this area, so we want to make that one easy to read. Now it's quite a lot on the poster, so we want to sort of tune it down just a little bit. So we're going to Layers again, and here we can count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. So we're going to go for increments of maybe 15 to 20%. We're going to add some transparency to it. Middle one can be 100%, so that's good. And then the next one, let's put it to, let's say 80%, or yeah, let's try 80%. And then 60%, then let's see where we get with that. And then we get 40%, and then the outside we get 20%. So you see how this tunes it down already just a little bit. And if we now look at the print with Canva, what we can do is we can see what it sort of looks like. So we have the image, which already looks pretty cool in a poster, I would say. If you look at the final result, this is a pretty amazing design. But if you want to add some company details, some text to the slide, that could also work. So I'm going to go for Elements, and here type in gradient color, and then go for graphics, and I'm going to choose this one here and put it at the bottom. Now, of course, we don't want it to be white. We want to change the color to the red that we have used. And then you can make it large or small and put it here at the bottom. I'm going to crop it a little bit, just like this. And then we can add some text to the slide, maybe .yourcompany.com, so the website. Let's increase that, put it here at the bottom. And then maybe we can go for a pizza logo. So let's go for a nice pizza color here, pizza logo. Try this one, and let's add that to the bottom here of your poster. Put that a bit closer, and then you can always play around with it if you need more or less of the gradient. I'm just going to reposition it below the, so drag this all the way to the top. And then of course those words we drag above that. So here we can play, we don't cover the pizza itself, we more or less blend the letters in the background. So that's what we want to achieve. And if we then look at those results, now we're getting to a very professional design, I think, that really grabs the attention. It centers everything around that pizza, adds some visual intrigue around the pages. And I think overall, this is a very clean design that you could use in your store or your social media to really grab the attention. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Now, of course, this is just the static version, so we can do much more with it to make it animated for social media, for your website or displays in your store. So let's see what we can do there. And here I'm starting from the exact same design, and I'm just going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to select position. You know what? Maybe let's first group some items. So pizza and thing, we can group it together. And then the texts, those I think we can also group. So we have only 4 items to work with. We have the pizza and the logo, we have the pizza itself, the gradient, and then the letters. Now we're going to duplicate the page. On the first slide, let's increase the size of the pizza while holding Option or Alt. And then the logo, let's rotate that and put it outside of the screen so it sort of flies in nicely. Same with the gradient, I think that can go down. And then the text elements, we're going to scale them so they hide behind the pizza. And then I'm going to, maybe the logo can be in place. That could be quite nice. So it's like a clean version of the logo, and then everything will nicely shift. So add transition, match and move, and then duration, maybe like 1.7, 1.8 seconds. Put that on full screen. So here we have the clean version of the poster, and as soon as everything nicely jumps out, we create that animated effect in our poster, which I think is very cool and adds for some visual intrigue, and it really grabs the attention, and that's what we want to create. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you liked this redesign. I hope it was helpful. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you want to see something different, you can always ask and I'll try to create it. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about Canva, make sure to check the video on the screen right now.